Hello everyone. We'll see how this goes. My cat is very excited that I have some things out that he thinks are play toys. But anyway, today we're going to do quads. And quads, first of all, are the top parts of your thighs. To give you a better idea, I'm going to give you a visual of that for some anatomical drawings. So if you're okay with checking that out, I'm going to show you my book here. So quads literally means four, right? So we have four quads. Here we go. How is that possible? All right. So we've got one huge one on top, and then we've got one underneath it that's deeper to that. So more superficial, deeper, pretty much in the same area of the leg. And then we've got one on the outside, and then we've got one on the inside. And again, the outside is called lateral, inside is called medial. One of the quads attaches all the way up at the hip. The other ones start a little lower, but all four of them come down and attach under the knee. I will show you that on my body next. Alright, so that one that I was talking about a minute ago that comes up, it attaches at this like bony landmark that sticks out, and then all four of them come down and literally attach at this little bump like under the kneecap. And you know, a lot of times people are like, why does my knee hurt? What can I do for that? A lot of times, like, the quads are really tight and like pulling, so it's putting strain on the knee. So I've noticed that working the quads out can be helpful for a lot of my clients to like deal with some knee pain that's happening. And again, to show you kind of the four individually, so we've got rec fem on top, big muscle right here, vastus intermedius, which is underneath rec fem. Then we've got vastus lateralis, and vastus medialis. So what do the quads do? So if your knee is flexed like this and then you extend it, that is your quads working. So again, if I'm here and then I go like that, that's my quads. How do we stretch these? Well, you know, a lot of us have probably been familiar with the quad stretch at some point in our life. If you are feeling a little bit more stable, and again, I would recommend doing like a regular quad stretch before trying out what I'm going to show you. So, you know, get your leg that you're standing on, get that feeling stable before you do anything else. A lot of times I'll like prep, so maybe I'll do like just some kind of gentle squat actions, not all the way down, but just getting my knees mobilized. Maybe I'll do some ankle rolls. Maybe I'll hold on to a desk or something. But I'm really going to get my base leg stable and strong. Maybe I've like actually warmed up for a little while, honestly, before doing this. Once I feel more stable and strong, I can go into my regular quad stretch. If you're like me, you might be like, what is this doing? I do not feel anything. A way that I can feel a better quad stretch is actually switching my hand to kind of the inside of my foot, and then I'm going to hinge at my waist. But what I'm doing is I'm kicking this foot into my hand, and I'm just hinging at my waist just enough to really push my foot into my hand. And I'm feeling it in my quads a whole lot more by just pushing my foot into my hand. But again, get stable before you do that. If that doesn't feel interesting or accessible to you, I'm going to show you a few other ones that I enjoy. And again, bodies are different. Some of these you might feel it, some of these you might not, just depending on, you know, how tight your muscles are, what shape your body is, like what mobility you have in your joints, so many things. So I hope one of these can provide some insight and, you know, go with that one. So one that I often also do that's a little easier in terms of you can do it on the floor is if it's possible for you to sit with your lower legs under your body. So I'm literally just, you know, sitting on my feet here with my legs bent. I'm going to put my arms back behind me, and then I'm going to lift, excuse me for that noise, I'm going to lift from my waist. I'm going to lift from my hips. I'm going to engage my core. So arms are back behind me. Actually, I'm going to scoot up for this. And then it's almost like a reverse bridge. So I'm pushing my hips forward. I'm imagining that there's a string attached from my belly button into the ceiling. And at the same time, I really felt my quads light up when I did that in like a stretch way. Another one that I do, I'm not sure everyone's going to feel this stretch so intensely, but one that I can feel my quad stretch on is allowing myself to do a like cat-cow, but still in the same position. So if I'm doing, you know, like here's cow, and then when I go into cat, I am hollowing out, you know, my belly. I'm giving that like nice curve into my back spine. I'm pushing my tailbone down into my feet, into the ground, and by like taking my hips there, by like rotating my hips back, it's really pulling on my quads. So I feel like I'm kind of getting a quad stretch in this way. It's kind of a little sneaky way to do it instead of standing up and doing the ones I showed a minute ago. If you're like, Jay, none of this is okay, just wait. Again, I am a big fan of stretching things by massaging them. Who would have guessed that? So again, breaking out my rolling pin here, and similar to hamstrings, we can roll out the quads with a rolling pin, and I'm using an actual kitchen rolling pin. Feel free to use, you know, a fancy workout rolling pin, but this will do. Try to let your muscles just kind of relax, go soft. We don't want to be bracing while we roll out a muscle. So, you know, maybe just take a minute to let your leg flop around before you try rolling it out. Once it feels more floppy, just see if you can kind of let the muscles on top relax. Sometimes I'll honestly just take my hand and just like jiggle inside quad, outside quad, top quad to just loosen things up before I start trying to bear down and stretch them. And then you can use your own weight to just gently roll. I'm honestly not putting that much pressure into it right now, like you could, but you know, start slow, start soft, work up to that pressure if you want to get that pressure. Start to notice the nuance in your muscles. And again, you know, do it at different angles because we got 4 of them. So here I am on the medial one. Here I am on the top one. I'm going to roll the top one again to get a little bit deeper into the one underneath it. And it does feel different. And then I'm going to roll up the lateral one. And the lateral one is underneath a lot of the IT band. We will talk about the IT band in another video, but a lot of the time the IT band and the outside quad can get kind of really jumbled up together. Similar to how sometimes, you know, your hamstrings just feel like one block. Maybe your quads and your IT band feel like one block. And then once, you know, you kind of round the corner, you're getting into your hamstrings, which also could feel like they're kind of muddled up with your IT band. But we will do a separate IT band video and how to address that. So rolling pin, with the ball, I often like to just roll it around in circles, find, you know, those tight spots. Honestly, you can also just find a tight spot, use the weight of your forearm, and just hang out here. If it starts to roll away, maybe try a little washcloth or something underneath the ball, or in the washcloth on top of it to just stabilize it a little more. Or you can do what I'm doing right here. And then maybe just some kind of like gentle sway or body movement to like dig into your leg a little bit more. Cool. Well, I'm going to stop there. Hope this quad video can bring you some information that maybe will help you be a little more acquainted with your bod. And yeah, look forward to the IT band video. All right, take care.